What do you need to let go of? I'm just gonna have you sit with that for a minute. What do you need to let go of? I want to give you a little bit more context around why I'm asking this question, because this is actually a question that I'm asking myself this year. And I've done other episodes on reflecting on last year and planning for this year, and like now we're in it, right? By the time you're listening to this episode, we're already a month or so into the new year. And if you're anything like me, I blinked and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, now here we are. When I'm recording this, we're already midway through January. When you're listening to this, end of January, early February when this gets released. It's crazy. It just blinks. And what can happen is whether you did your goal planning at the end of the year or at the start of the year, in that quick amount of time, in like that blink and that snap of a fingers, a month goes by and all of a sudden we go, did I make any traction on the things that I said I wanted to do this year? Because sometimes a whole months go by and we're like, wait a minute. And sometimes we don't even till the end of the year. And so for me, this year, I'm really trying to be very intentional about sticking to the things that I said I wanted to commit to this year. Letting things go, really not getting shiny object syndrome, staying focused on the personal and business, like needle moving things that I said I wanted to focus on. Because even now, I can blink and go, oh my goodness, we're already halfway through January. Am I focusing on the things I said I want to focus on? And oftentimes what can happen is these are habit things that we're changing, right? I have recommended the book Atomic Habits before. If you haven't listened to or read Atomic Habits, I highly recommend it. I actually might take that out and reread that one as I'm looking at leaning more into new habits. But we've created this habit of doing the things a certain way. And so if you're trying to make a big change this year, it's going to require you to change. In order to change, nothing changes if nothing changes. That's what I always say. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And it's much easier to stay in the routine and the habits that you've created, whether they're good or not good, because it's just a habit. And so until you intentionally stop yourself, and it's going to take more energy. It takes more energy and effort. That's why typically when people are trying to achieve new goals, it's easy to fall off the bandwagon. It's not as sustainable because it takes more effort in. Like brushing your teeth. We use the example of you in the habit of brushing your teeth now. I hope so. So it doesn't take that much energy and effort. But when you're intentionally trying to create a new habit, whether you set a personal or professional goal this year, it is going to take more of you at the beginning. It's going to take more energy. And so it's going to require you to let go of other things. It's going to require you to let go of other things. If you have decided that this is the year that you are going to prioritize your health, and that meant getting up early, which means you had to go to bed earlier, and maybe you had to do some prep if you're going to work out or something, it's going to take more energy and effort, which means you're going to have to let go of something. Maybe you have to let go of staying up till 11 o'clock at night watching Gilmore Girls, for example, Julie last year who was staying up too late, right? If you have decided that this is the year that you want to go all in on your professional goal of maybe getting a new certification, and we only have a finite amount of hours in the day, you are going to have to let go of something else. What happens though is it's so hard for us to let go of the thing in order to go for the thing we want. And so we can just fall in the habit of we just keep doing it, and all of a sudden we keep pushing off that goal that we had, or we do it for a little while and we realize we don't. And I'm getting like fired up about this because I just had to catch myself. And when I talk to you, my amazing listeners, oftentimes again, it's lessons that I am learning. I've just been through them, I'm in it, or I've helped clients through it. And so like I just had to, because I want to be so intentional this year with how I'm using my time and really focus on the things that are most needle moving and things that are most important, it takes extra energy for me to catch myself spending time on things I said I wasn't going to. And I just had this moment yesterday, again, where I had to say, Julie, you said you were going to let go of that. And this can require making tough decisions. This can require having sometimes to let go of and set down things that you really like. And maybe it's just a temporary letting go of it. Maybe it's just a temporarily setting it down so that you can go for this other thing, but you still have to do it. And sometimes we don't even like the thing that we're holding on to. We want to let it go, but it's just this habit that we have, so it's hard to let it go. So my question for you is, what do you need to let go of? And again, this can be hard. For me, it's been taking a really hard look at how I use my time, where we're focusing on as a business, where I'm focusing on, and where I'm spending that time to really figure out, like, where should I be spending my energy, right? So really thinking about, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to let go of? And again, in this, it can be a painful process. You might have to have tough conversations with people. You might need to make tough decisions about how your schedule is, or about what you're willing and not willing to do anymore. And this was one of the things that I just had to do, was have a tough conversation with somebody with something I decided I need to let go of. And it's been pulling a lot of energy. It's been pulling a lot of time. It doesn't feel aligned with where I want to go this year. And so it was tricky to make that decision. And I'll say I had put off making that decision for a while. And then when I knew in my gut that it was the right decision, I still put off having that conversation. And when I had it, it was tough and it came with emotions, but I also felt this like energy shift and this lifting, because I knew that it was the right thing, and I knew it was getting me in the direction of where I said I want to go this year. And after I did that, and I'm doing that with a lot of things. That was one area, but there's other areas where I'm like, nope, we're saying no to that. We're not going for that, or we're gonna not focus our time on that, because this is where we need to go. Right after that, I saw this slide in one of my trainings that I had gone through as my mastermind, and it said, if I let go of blank, I would have more energy. If I let go of blank, instantly I was like, I know that thing that it's referring to for me. And it was validating. And I can think of more things. So I'm going to ask you that. If I let go of blank, I would have more energy for. And you probably already know what that thing is. You probably already know. You probably already had this like intuitive hit, or this feeling of like what that thing is. So what do you need to let go of? What do you need to let go of so that you can really challenge yourself? You can really step into the thing that you said you want to do. You can really spend the energy and the time doing the thing that you identified that was really important to you this year, and being okay with the discomfort of letting those things go, or the discomfort of trying to start that new habit, but knowing that that's where you want to go. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and a reminder for you already a month or so into the new year that you have identified your goals for this year, and to, how do I want to say it, and to prioritize them, to not let the habit and not let the everyday get in the way of you doing the thing that matters to you so much. Don't get to the end of the year and go, oh my gosh, I didn't make that my priority because they let all these other things get in the way.